All right, and well, figured due to everybody's lockdown and me having some time off work, and I'm really getting into this game here. I decided to play another scenario, this learning scenario. See if I can learn from my past experiences. And there are some things I wanted to share with you. Number one, when your troops come from Constantinople, it's better to, as far as attrition goes, to split those guys up, and I'll show you how I kind of figured that on out. Move this to the side. You come over here to the attrition table, and I think one of the mistakes I made, or one of the ways I played this wrong, is I mistaked these numbers here for actual battle numbers or battle strengths, and it's actually units. So it brings the numbers all the way down and the effects all the way down. Instead of using their battle value, it's just the number of units in the stack. But you can see here where you get more bang for your buck, and 50-50 chance you're going to lose somebody if you have at least 7 units in the stack, so you want to cut it down. What I've done is cut it down to all those leaders there all got about 3 or 4 in their stacks. Now in this new game, they all got between 3 and 4, so their chances of losing significant losses to attrition coming from Constantinople is a little bit less here. They do suffer a big old coming from Asia Minor suffrage of +5. And what that does is it doesn't affect your die roll. It affects the number here. So if you had 4 units and you're coming from Asia Minor, you have to add that 5 on there, which would bump you up to the number 9 column. So yeah, the Templars or the Crusaders really got hit hard coming from Constantinople. But I will show you what just happened in this new scenario that I'm playing. But so what I did is mixed them all up to minimize the attrition effect. Now in Toulouse, he's the one general that can carry a little bit more. He's got more of a command capacity, is what they call it. He'll be in the 5 range, which still ain't too bad, But we'll see I'll show you what's going on there. So I've pretty much figured that out. Another big thing I told you in the game was the route you actually take out of from Constantinople to Asia Minor. And this route here is all right, but all these triangles represent mountains. And you want to, look at this one's got 3. You come this way, you're going to have to hit all 3 of these. Come this way and go through here. I've done this before too. This is actually a long way around, and you want to maximize your speed. So I figured the best way out of all of them is to come straight on through. You'll have to hit one mountain here, one mountain pass. But once you get through it, down here in more of the coastal areas, the coastal routes, it's a lot easier. So come through this way. Now what happened in this particular game is old Emir, if I can zoom in on him, he was waiting for me, as he usually does. Luckily, I did small units, only had 4 units plus a leader. And when I came through from Constantinople, I had a card that negated any effects of attrition. So he was able to come through unscathed. Landed here at Iconium, took the attrition check. I played the card, and that's just like I said earlier, in this game here, you almost need to have the cards in front of you. Each player's gonna be holding his deck of cards in front of them, because anything can come up at any time during movement, battles, you name it. You got to have your cards ready. So when he did come on over and checked for attrition, I played my card, which was fine. The Muslim player had the chance to intercept, but on her die roll, since I'm not playing anybody, he chose not to, which was fine. Crusaders got 4 movement points. He went ahead and moved on over here in the same spot as the Muslim player. Now the Muslim player also had a choice of avoiding battle. Now that has a better chance of happening when you have an all cavalry army, and Emir here has nothing but infantry. His army that they placed here is nothing but infantry, so that was he chose not to avoid battle. He was going to sit there and have a little fight. This was just based on die rolls, so he went ahead and fought and lost. Suffered 3 step losses, as a matter of fact, and the Crusader player only suffered 1. Now in his retreat back, you have to do attrition die roll. This whole game's all about attrition. But luckily for him, he came away unscathed, didn't suffer any attrition. So the Crusader player was getting ready to make another move. down to here, but the Muslim player played this card. Bad weather. Play on any activated stack. That stack may only move 2 spaces. Naval movement canceled. So like I said, it's a back and forth on this game with the card movement. So that negated any more movements by the Crusaders. And he was wanting to go. So that's where we stand now. That was done with the Crusader activation. And the activating side is now the Muslim. Now here's something I do too. I did it with when I did my Crusader movement, the Christian movement, is I separated these cards. And here I have cards that I'm just going to use for the op value because there's no real need on the event. From my dead pile to one, and there is no dead pile yet, so I won't use that card. Now these cards here I use for these are event cards that are pro Muslim, and they might help me out. We can go through these and see what their titles are real quick. Genovese fleet, Christian player may transfer. Okay, well, maybe I got this wrong here. Hold on a second, let me look at this stack real quick. Okay, let's try this again. These 3 cards here got no event value, so they're all going to be used as ops. This one here might have an event value, but it doesn't apply yet, so I'm going to set this one aside. But these 2 both have event values that are pro-Muslim, and I might use on the first Muslim's turn, our first Muslim's strategy phase card play of the first turn. You can see there. But that is the state of the situation. Like I said, a little bit of bonus coverage. I decided to go ahead and play this scenario again and let you a little bit in on how to bring those guys in from Constantinople with not suffering all those major losses. So let's see what card I play here. I'm thinking it's going to be for the Muslim side. Check for attrition this round. Let me look at the general situation and find out what they want to do. Also, you also flip these cards here for the Christian player. Like I said, it's a card back and forth, so maybe he's got some cards that'll interfere with the Muslims movement. We'll let you know. Be back. Okay, now what I do here when I'm solo playing is I get these cards laid out because, like you said, you gotta pretty much have both hands ready to go. Over here you can see these are some good event cards for the Christian player where he can activate 2 leaders. And on this one, place 2 units. Although I don't think they have any units from Antioch or Jerusalem, so that might not apply. But also, Christian player was lucky on his card draws. He got a couple battle events that'll happen when the battles occur. Fortunately for me, in that first battle with Emir, I didn't use them because they were pretty well, looked like they were in my favor. But I could always draw these cards if I have a critical battle. And last but not least, it's a truce card. It's not used for its event in scenario number 1, so it'll just be used for its ops value. That second number there is a diplomatic number, but in scenario number 1, we don't use diplomacy. So that's it. I don't see any cards that we're going to inhibit the Muslim player's turn, so I'm still looking at the map and figuring out which one of these cards I'm going to pick. We'll be right back. All right, so we're back. And just out of general strategy for this first scenario, the odds are stacked against the Crusaders. And it's really hard to get down there, so we're going to try to see what we can do here. Emir, it is the Muslim player's turn. Just suffered a pretty, it was a major defeat to the Muslim, or to the Christians. So we will see what's up. Now the Christian forces, if you want to have a little storyline, were definitely a big boost of morale coming from Constantinople down here and having that card that was called, let me see if I can see it, supply secured, Vatican diplomacy, there you go. When they came across and had to make that big attrition check and foraging, the die roll was ignored results, so yeah, they came across unscathed, which will definitely help with their morale. It gives us a little listen hope winning this scenario. So what do the Muslims have to do? I think we got to get Amir moving again. Let's get him out of here. One thing I learned is the Christian forces, especially if they're unscathed, they're pretty much. Sorry about that. Just using this, and I touched the wrong things. But like I was saying, the Christians can be pretty much unstoppable. I think what I'm going to do is use one of these cards and protect number 1, Antioch, and we'll see if we can't hold on to Aleppo too. Another option is bringing on old Karbogla, or Kerboga, and we'll see what's up with that. But I think the first order of business is to get Amir down here. See if we now they can move 6, but we'll add some treacherous movement. Anytime, like I said, you go through those triangles for both the Muslim and Christian player, so that might not be a thing to do. Let's look and see what's up. We're back. All right. So here's the deal. I could use one of these to just use for their ops value, but luckily for. Sorry, this is a brand new phone. It is bad. You touched the wrong thing. So anyway, luckily for the Muslim player, they have a card, and I'll be playing this card for its event, local sympathizers. And as you can read on the text, I was worried about going through all those mountains. I need not check for attrition this round, so that definitely helps out old Emir. We'll be traveling through the mountain passes and past areas with Christian strongholds. So let's get his movement and take full advantage of that card. So what we'll be doing is taking this card here, placing it on the pile. Active. Oh, wrong. Wouldn't you know, I played a wrong card. Here we go. Local sympathizers. And we'll be back. All right. And we have moved Amir. He has moved 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's come to rest in Antioch. Now there's also a Seljuk cavalry unit there. Unfortunately for Amir, though, he only has a command value of 4. And he's already got 4 infantry with him, so they'll be over and above. But they will garrison Antioch. Now I thought about coming on over, and the only place I could have got to would be Adana with this 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could have only got there. He couldn't have got to this stronghold. Now I could have went here and intercepted, but being that I was at reduced strength and there was a full strength unit at Antioch, to help me out, well, I sacrificed. I probably wouldn't have won. Although I could have had the stronghold. You could always go around the stronghold. You don't have to attack it. So, and like I said, unless you got 6 units, don't make a call for surrender. So we learned, and we'll see what's up. But I think that's a prudent move. You can see here in Aleppo, we got a nice unit there too. So I played this card as my activation and used it for the event. Now, like I said, you could do activate a leader, cause an event on the card to happen, resolve a siege, use diplomacy, make a vassal move, discard a card, or pass. Those are your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 choices when it's your action. And I chose to use the second one to cause the event on the card to happen, which let me activate the leader and do all that movement attrition free. So the storyline is, when it came time for the Muslims, the locals fed them and provided for them, and they were able to make it all the way down here to Antioch attrition free as a big help. All right, we're back to the Christian player's activation and his strategy card phase. Bring people on from Constantinople, move Toulouse. What do? We're going to look, and we'll be back.